Alright everybody, welcome back. Time to battle. Alright, we found our first opponent. Let's see what we're up against. This is a pretty solid hand. Maybe not that much. We only have a Midnight Gale that we can't even play. I mean, we have a lot of early interaction, which is nice. But I think, since we're kind of like short on dropping Gale here and have a little lackluster early game and are on the draw, I think I want to redraw. It's one of these borderline hands, but I think it's nicer to have a little better early game on the draw. This is better. Having a 1-drop into a 2-drop and some interaction is great. Beetle time. And yes, as you can see, I still have the sounds on. If they are too loud or you don't like them at all, like I said last time, let me know in the comments so I can adapt for future videos. Alright, I think gonna go for like the question here is, do I want to play this on like second shadow? Make myself away real quick. On second shadow in case I draw like another seal that I can play on Primal, or do I want to play this and leave this open to use on whatever it needs? I think it's probably a bit better to play this and then this and use this on Primal if we draw Shadow and then Shadow if we draw Primal, because it's more likely if we draw Primal or Shadow than drawing another seal. It's a little worse if we draw a seed now because we have a seal instead of a sigil, but I guess that's fine. Alright, now we have to drop it on second shadow because of the Countess. We don't really need to sabotage yet. I think the best play probably is to just kill this, drop Raptor, and hope he doesn't have a Titan or we find something to deal with the Titan. Because it's kind of pointless to hold the Annihilate for Titan if we can't even attack because of the Enforcer already, so. And I mean, we can start trying to like Whispering Wind into stuff, maybe even like turn the Sabotage into something else. Or if he has a Titan, we can use Countess as a way to pressure through Titan. He might have Titan, but not the power to play it, that's good. So we just check for... Alright, so he doesn't have Harsh Rule. So I think we want to take the Parliament here, because that's gonna do a lot of blocking against our flyers. We just hope he doesn't have a Titan. And I should have not played Whispering Wind right away. That was really bad. Yeah, I keep forgetting that sometimes, to just be sloppy and do everything that I can do before combat, then attack and pass my turn, because that's more convenient, but it is really bad because of exactly things like that. Should have played it post combat, that's gonna hurt us really bad. Should really break this habit, it's such a bad habit. Bites me every time I'm not like focusing enough on just the game itself. Alright, so I think I'm gonna put it on this, because if he has a Desert Marshal it doesn't really matter. And like distributes stuff more evenly. Let's hope he doesn't have another Marshal. He doesn't, so that's good. So if he doesn't top deck a Harshur, we are in a pretty good spot here. And if we draw like one of the two Backlashes, we are also in a pretty good spot. Or if he doesn't Harshur now, but only has like a unit, we have a pretty good like way to beat Harshur with Countess, basically. So that's already the win. That was a bit of a stumbly draw from the big combo player, and Stack is pretty good at taking advantage of this. Did not quite think we're gonna win this, but you know, they can't have everything all the time, so that's nice. That was a huge jump. 21 to 16. Sweet. Ooh, and a chest upgrade. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, the big combo matchup feels alright. Like, I think it's favorable over like the 150 games I played in my experience. But it's one of the like harder matchups, like one of the closer matchups. The worst matchup by far is Armory. It's like 35% or something maybe. And I mean, you can beat it, but you need like fairly specific draws to beat them, which is how the percentage comes to be. It's not like every game is 35%. There's a lot of games that are way less than 35% to win, and there's also games that are like kind of hard to lose against them. So it depends a lot on the draw, I think, in the matchup. Alright, so we're gonna redraw. No units, no game plan early on. This is decent. I think I'm gonna play Feln Banner here into Diplomatic Seal on Shadow turn 2. And then we're gonna cycle away the second Primal Sigil, preferably. Alright, so the seed makes this easier. Can you hear me? All the voices. Turn it down a little bit. Might be a little loud. That was an aggressive lightning storm, but it's okay. At least we drew another unit, and then we have like a removal and a backlash. And this is most likely Horror control, maybe Icaria Blue. Looks like it's Horror. Alright. Power. Get in for 3. Hope the Midnight Gale lives, and then we have Backlash for Hashra. That was one crazy Midnight Gale. Alright, let's turn on our monuments, and I think we're gonna keep like the rest of power in our hand for a potential other Whispering Wind. That's a lot of noise for like an infiltrate trigger. They really made sounds for like literally everything. The power of Backlash. I guess that's another upside, like Backlash not being countered by Eileen's favor. Gonna hold on to that to pop like another Face Aegis or like a Throne Warden Aegis, for example. Also, popping his Face Aegis makes the Mistfell Drake that he drew worth. I think I can play one more power. We have so much power. We're a bit flooded here. Guess that's one of the games where Primal Sigil being a monument would have been really good. Still not entirely certain on 2 versus 3, but I think with the 3 Whispering Winds, the monuments are less needed and they can really cripple our opening hands in early game. Quite the dragon noise. Lock it down. Given that we have so much power, we can play some more, so we at least can do stuff like Countess activate in one turn and stuff like that. It's not gonna mean much at this point, but it's not like 3 power in our hand do a whole lot for us either. Yeah, and that's where it gets hard. And he draws 3 and we have nothing. Alright, so gonna Sabotage first, see what he has. Potential Lightning Strike. That's fine. Doesn't mean Lightning Strike's like the most likely way he has to deal with this right now. He has 1 Lightning Strike. Alright. So that means we get to deal him 1 if we take the Lightning Strike. And then we can draw like a Vara's Favor to finish him off, I guess. It's interesting that he didn't like Permafrost it on his turn. Alright. Hope is not all lost yet. I mean, a Vara's favor might just do the trick. And even given his hand, a Countess would too, because he has only like sorcery speed removal, like spell speed removal, spell removal, no fast spell removal. Really need like some proper term for this. It's weird and frustrating. Alright, now an Instigator would do as well, because we can Instigator and then kill the Drake to deal the last damage. So we have like 5 outs in the deck that win right away, plus this 3 Countesses, so like 8 cards that put us in a pretty solid position. Okay, the Countesses are not an out anymore, so it's 5. And now that's where it like gets out of hand.
Come, this way.
Interesting, Trailblazer in Horror is weird. And there is the Instigator. Let's see, that should get him. Yes! Death by Instigator. Sniped. Wow. I mean, we were really just on like the 5 outs that we had there, and we managed to draw one. Sweet. The backdoor out of Annihilate into Instigator got him. And the Sabotage, so that the Beetle could get in a single damage before getting locked down. But yeah, I think it would have been smarter to just Permafrost it probably, given that he has 2 Vanquishes and a Lightning Strike to deal with other stuff. Because, I mean, we run Backlash and Sabotage, so that can be quite risky. Alright, won both games, next game. And we made it to top 15 again, that's nice. And this is a really nice hand, so kind of an easy keep. Going Beetle into Ranger into Raptor plus Rapid Shot sounds like a pretty good plan. Although depending on the matchup, this hand might be a little light on Disruption. And there's a Sabotage to make it even better. Awesome. Alright.
Focus, child.
This is likely going to be Shimmer Pack, which is nice because Shimmer Pack has been quite a favorable matchup for me. I am at more than 60% win rate in the matchup over the 150 games I played with the deck. I think
What gave it away?
I won like, I think I faced it like 13 times or something, and probably I'm like 8-5 against it or something like that. Alright, so guess we just Sabotage. Oh, there's a lot to take. So Permafrost, definitely something I want to take. I think then we just sort of attack and see what happens. I mean, False Prince is gonna block, then we kill False Prince. And I think then we Sabotage Obelisk, because that kind of makes the favorite relevant. I mean, Crystallize is good, but I think the way the matchup usually plays out and the way that this game is shaping up, Crystallize is gonna be more lackluster for him than helpful. I mean, it might buy him some time later on, but it's not gonna be a card that allows him to turn the game on us anytime soon. Alright, let's hope he doesn't have a Lynx. He just has no play at all, thanks to our Sabotage. That's how powerful Sabotage can be. And yeah, now backup of Annihilate, we're in a really nice position. He doesn't have a scouting party. He might even like Desperation crystallize this. Yep, as expected. So he's just like gonna buy himself some time. which is fine.
A single shot is all it takes.
We get some more power on the board and have an Annihilate to punish the Titan. And even before he gets to 6 power and a potential Backlash. So that's great. And now he's in a world of trouble. Especially because we have another Annihilate, so this game is firmly in our hands. And we even got one Beetle turned on finally.
Focus, child.
Yeah. That's not gonna be enough, the focusing. Alright, more Beetle. More Beatdown. And yeah, not taking the Crystallize worked out perfectly. Basically just bought him a turn. And cost him a card, so that's great when he's like already low on cards. And now nothing really is enough, even a scouting party isn't enough.
Step back.
And he realized that and scooped. Alright, that was a pretty impressive start. And we are on our way to top 10. 3-0 against 3 different and very or reasonably relevant archetypes. That's a great showing for the deck. Alright, that's it for the first half of the games. Stay tuned for the second half in a moment. Thanks for watching.